All right, guys, we're going to look at the power of social proof and how to drive more referrals into your agency. Wanted to do this topic because I actually was working on this as part of a chapter in the insurance marketing blueprint. And as I was writing it, I felt like this was something that we need to talk about more, something we hadn't covered in a long time in our coaching call. So I just wanted to put some of the information down that I felt was a good reminder for those of you who've been around a while, and some good information for those of you who may be new to social media or using Facebook. Well, if we can get the dang thing to work. All right. So the ways that referrals are given today is radically different than it was just a few years ago. Social media has changed the way that consumers give and seek referrals. Over the last 5 to 10 years, social media has completely transformed the way that people share their experience with a company or a brand. It's not limited to just Facebook either. Consumers can share their experience on hundreds of sites from Angie's List, Yelp, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, on forums. They can blog. There's any number of ways that they can reach people, and they can reach thousands of people in an instant. The evolution of social media and technology has greatly impacted the way that consumers are, give and seek referrals. You may remember the old saying that if you provide excellent customer service or an excellent customer experience, that your customers will tell a friend, but if you provide bad customer experience, they would tell 10 friends. Well, that idea still holds true today, but customers can reach thousands or even tens of thousands of people for a bad experience in a matter of just a few minutes with social media, or a good experience for that matter. And I think that what I want to do is share how to really leverage this, because that fact might scare people in knowing that people, that their customers can potentially share bad feedback to tens of thousands of people in an instant. But if you understand some of these principles and you understand social proof and how to leverage this, you can use that to your benefit and have an army of people reaching thousands or tens of thousands of people saying good things about your agency. So there's a number of ways to get more referrals, but you can start but in order to start getting referrals, you need to make sure that you're referable. Many people are asking for referrals and they don't even have the foundations in place, nor are they providing an experience that's worthy of a referral. So you need to understand that a referral is the highest honor that you can receive from a client, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. You need to provide an exceptional experience. You need to be professional at all times. You should have a well-built website, nice business cards, a solid brand that customers would actually be proud to tell their friends about. Nobody wants to tell their friends if you showed up in wrinkled clothes, if your office is a mess, your website sucks, or worse yet, non-existent. Your business cards are on a flimsy piece of paper that you purchased as part of a free trial and paid shipping only. Your sales process is clunky. People want to do business with those that they receive well, that are successful, that they would be proud of putting their friends and family in front of. Nobody wants to put their friend in front of somebody and get the feedback from their friend or family member like, who is this clown and why did you refer them to me? So there's some top sites that you need to have. So in order to have that foundation, you got to have a social footprint, or a digital footprint, as I call it, and have an active profile and an active presence on some of the top platforms. A lot of times we're wanting referrals, but we're not even present for folks to be able to go and refer us. We don't have a page that they can go and leave a review on, right? And then the one that we do have, it maybe only has one review, or there's no content on it. We never use it. And so nobody wants to be the first person to fill out a testimonial on one of your sites. So some of the top free sites that you need to have your business listed on is Facebook. You need to have not just a personal page, but a business page. LinkedIn, you need to have a company page and a personal page. If you don't know how to create a LinkedIn company page, just Google LinkedIn company page, and there will be a link to go and set that up. You need to have a business Instagram and a personal Instagram. You need to have a business YouTube channel. You need to have yourself listed on Google Places. You need to be on Yelp. You need to be on Yahoo Local, Bing Local, and you need to look at getting a free site on, like So social proof is a psychological phenomenon that, where people assume the actions of others in an attempt to reflect correct behavior for a given situation. So according to Robert Cialdini, who studied the principle of social proof in depth in his book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, I highly recommend that book. Go and get it. We view behavior as a more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. I'm going to say that again. We view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. In other words, most people are sheep. They do what other people do. So often in situations where we're uncertain what to do, we would assume that people around us, experts, celebrities, friends, whatever, have more knowledge about what's going on than we do, and we should do what they do, right? On top of that, we often make judgments based on our overall impression of someone, aka the halo effect, named by psychologist Edward Thorndike. For example, we think anything that experts use is great because they're probably more knowledgeable than we are. We buy products endorsed by celebrities because we want to look like they do. We want to do what they do. We trust user reviews because they have already experienced the product and service unlike ourselves, right? So understanding the human psychology behind this is going to really help you. It's more than just getting somebody to give you a testimonial or write a review on a site. It really has a profound impact. And oftentimes, social proof can be just as impactful, if not more so, than a direct referral. And so that's why I say, Facebook has really changed the fabric of society in the way that we give referrals. It used to just be through conversation between two people, but now people are looking to recommendations. They go on Facebook and say, hey, does anybody know of an insurance agent in the Dallas area? And it'll post a little recommendation and all their friends will start giving them recommendations. People will go and look at reviews. They'll go to your Google page and see what others are saying before they make a decision. And a lot of times they may not have a direct referral from somebody, but they will lean on the social proof or the testimonials that they see of other people, just the same as they would a friend saying, yes, I trust this guy, go and work with him. So there's 6 types of social proof that I want you to be aware of. There's the expert. Expert social proof is when an expert in the industry recommends your products or services or is associated with your brand. Example, a Twitter shout out by an expert or having an expert on your Twitter chat. Or having an expert, like a press release from Insurance Journal or a Forbes article that's naming you as an expert, or having somebody even like myself who works within the industry and I can say, hey, this is a good agent. A lot of people lean on my recommendations and I get asked for recommendations all the time. Even though I'm not in the insurance world anymore, people still hit me up on a regular basis asking for referrals for insurance professionals because they trust that I've worked with other professionals and I know who's good and who's not good. Celebrity social proof is when a celebrity endorses your products. Examples, are, I'll use myself as an example. I really built a niche, a name in the industry, in the real estate industry by partnering with celebrity figures in that industry, like the guys from $1 Million Listing, Josh Altman, Josh Flagg, Madison Hildebrand, Frederick Eklund, doing events with them, doing speaking engagements alongside them, being at events with them, building programs with them, doing webinars with them. This really helped my brand associate with that celebrity figure, which automatically put me on the same level as those people, even though I didn't sell real estate. I'm still a trusted name within that industry because of the celebrity social proof that I have. User social proof is when a current user recommends your products or services based on their experience with the brand. This would be like you guys recommending my program, giving me a testimonial, doing a video shout out. These are things that other agents rely heavily upon to make a decision on whether or not they'll do business with me. Wisdom of the crowd. This is typical social proof when you're in a large group of people or there's a large number of people seen endorsing the brand. Examples, having thousands of customers or millions of followers on your social media profiles. The more profile, the more likes I have, the more followers I have. This all goes to help the wisdom, build up this wisdom of the crowd of like, hey, there's a lot of people that follow this or that do this or that are working or on these webinars. We should do this too. Same thing with you guys. If you surround yourself with real estate agents or loan officers, and you're constantly giving them shout outs, and you build that association with them, then other users are going to, other real estate agents and loan officers are going to see that. They're going to see this crowd of realtors and lenders using you, and they're going to say, well, I trust him too because these other people in my industry are using him. I need to do that. You've got the wisdom of your friends. This is social proof when people see your friends approve your products. And then you've got certification. So if you can, get a certification, a lot of times in the insurance world, you can get those, different certifications for commercial experts or whatever the case might be. Those designations, those really help as well. So how to leverage the power of social proof. Now that you understand what those are, and we're going to give you guys a copy of this and have the replay up for you as well. Give you a copy of the slide deck so you can kind of go through it. But obviously, you want to know, now that we know, how can we leverage this information? So first thing you can do is you can invite experts to take over your social media. Having an industry expert take over your profile would be a great way to tap into their influence and the positive association with their followers, and anything that they do. So if you don't have time to really work on your social media and be as active as you need to, hire somebody to do that for you so that you can stay active, you can stay relevant, you can have somebody whose sole job is just to focus on building that footprint for you. Collaborate with experts on your page. Invite experts to do interviews with, co-host or guest host a podcast, do live videos on subject matter, get press releases on subject matter to show that you're the authority in the industry. Discuss topics that people don't usually talk about to unveil new information to your audience that they may not have previously known about insurance. So talk about different claims, talk about different endorsements, different gee whiz facts that people don't normally talk about. Things like replacement costs, things like seepage and leakage endorsements, things like common areas in a condo policy and how those are covered. Talk about some of the things that people don't typically talk about, but that are important. And even though you don't get a bunch of likes or you don't get a bunch of views, over time, consistently putting out that content is going to be a large factor in helping build yourself as an authority within the industry, a knowledgeable resource. An example of this is James Jenkins. If you look him up, he does he talks a lot about the stuff that he's working on, his designations, the certifications that he's doing, the clients that he's working with. He does a really good job at building himself as an industry expert. He talks about conversations that he has with customers and how he's helped them, cover specific risk that they have within their business or within their commercial policy. And he's really doing a good job of collaborating and building his authority in that way. Share milestones. This is a big one, guys, and this is very easy, and a lot of people don't do it. We'll think that we're bragging or boasting, but a way to create quick social proof is to show gratitude for your users or your followers and the milestones that you've reached. Like you wouldn't be where you're at without the support of the people who follow you, who anybody who's liked a post, watched a video, all of that goes to help you. They don't necessarily have to have bought a policy from you, but anybody that's supporting you, show gratitude for that by sharing your milestones and doing it in a tactful way and saying thank you for everybody who's supported me. Thank you for all the realtors who referred me homeowners policies to help me get this Rookie of the Year for the top home production in the country. Use that stuff. So some examples are, I've reached X number of customers or written X number of policy premium. I've got X number of, I've saved my clients X number of dollars. Anniversaries, work anniversaries. I got this plaque. I won this award. I'm going on this trip. People want to help you, and more importantly, people want to see that you're successful. People inherently want to work with people that are leaders and top producers, and it's okay to post your accomplishments, your awards, your trips, your growth, your success, your goals. If you keep it secret, then how's anybody going to know, right? And awards and recognition aren't given to be kept secret. They're given to recognize you. And a lot of times we're sitting on all of that information. We're sitting on all that, and nobody even knows that we're out there kicking ass. So, post photos, share the story behind what it took you to get that award, what it took you to make that trip, all the hard work, all the hours that you put in. Sell that story. People want to be part of something bigger than themselves, and people will want to help and support you reach that. You know, when I was in the race for the Rookie of the Year and it got down to the wire, I told people like, hey, I've been busting my ass all year. I am neck and neck with this guy and I really need some help. Please, if I haven't quoted you, you know, give me a shot. Let me take a look at your policy, see if I can help you out. And people are like, all right, man, I want to help you because I talked about it all year. And we came down to the wire and people wanted to help me out with that. When I did my client retreat, where I did every year, I'd have all my clients, I'd rent out you know, restaurant and provide food and drinks. And I had a whole table with all of my awards and plaques. And I had a piece of paper that would tell what the name of the award was and what it took to get it, and share a story about how I got that award, when I got it, and what it took. And people really liked that. I had a table with all of them out, and you'd be surprised at how many people stopped by that table just to look at everything that I had accomplished and what it took to get those. You know, they may not know what it means to have a Rookie of the Year plaque, but when I share that story and I tell them there's only 3 of these given in the entire country, and you have to be the best, the #1 producer of all the rookie agents hired that year for that particular line of insurance, they start to see like, wow, that, yeah, he really is doing good. I trust him. If he's hitting those kind of numbers and getting all these awards, obviously he's doing something right. I trust him with my referrals. And you know, the more that you can show that you're successful, the more trust that you'll build with your audience, the more authority that you're going to be able to show, and the more likely you are to refer their friends and family. What you'll find is that people will refer you even though they haven't done business with you. When they see those recommendations pop up, if they've constantly seen you and your success, they'll be able to confidently stick their name you know, with yours and refer you out to people. Share client success stories, right? Share client success stories on your social media outlets. If you help a client save money on their insurance, share that with your followers, with your friends and your family. If you help somebody upgrade their policy and get more coverage, or you help them get an umbrella policy or a life policy, share that story. If you help them reach financial goals or help them get started investing for their future, their kids' future, share that stuff. You know, sharing this is going to allow you to show your audience that you're multifaceted, that you do more than just auto and home. It shows that you're bringing in new clients. It shows that you're helping your clients. It plants the seed that everybody seems to be working with this agent, and there must be something to whatever it is that he or she's doing. People don't just usually hear about insurance success or client success stories. So if you can consistently share this, it's going to create buzz and it's going to stick with people. It's going to, you know, stay in their mind. If they see that, you know, people are flocking to you and you're constantly posting, save this client $800 this year, save this client $30 a month, save this client $1,000. Just switch this guy, got 4 cars and 2 homes, and saved him $1,000 from USAA. Had a client that had been with State Farm for 20 years. They denied his claim. We picked him up and we got the claim covered. Whatever it is that you can share those stories. You know, storytelling is selling. If you've ever heard that cliche, and it totally works. People buy not the products and service, but they buy you, and they buy what you stand for, and they buy the story behind what it is that you're doing. They want to support you, but they have to know you and your story and what it is that you're doing. And if they see you doing good work, constantly testimony after testimony of client success after client success, they can't help but start to think, am I missing out on something? It can't be that everybody's getting good results with this person, but I'm not, right? And then he can't help me. Share your customer testimonials. If you've got LinkedIn recommendations, you got testimonials on your Facebook page, don't just leave them stagnant on that tab. Screenshot those bad boys. Post them on your, personal page. Put them in your Instagram story. Put it on your Facebook story. Put it on your Facebook page. Just because it's on the reviews tab doesn't mean people go to your reviews and see it. Share that thing. Share it on your Snapchat. I've got a screenshot of every testimonial that I've ever been given, hundreds and hundreds of them, and I'll just share them over time, and I'll reshare them. I'll go back and share something from 3 years ago that I haven't shared in a while. Hey, check this out. The point is that they're going to continue to see testimony after testimony after testimony after testimony. And, if you can get video testimonials, get video testimonials, but share those things. You don't have to leave the Facebook testimony just on the Facebook page. Share it on your Google page. Share it everywhere. Put it in an email blast. I do it all the time. Grab your try to share at least 1 to 2 testimonials to keep per week, to keep those in front of your audience. The power of association. Get your clients to check in at your office. Put yourself in front of other professionals that you can interview them about their business. In exchange, in that interview, Get them to plug you as being a top insurance provider that they trust. They don't necessarily have to be working to you to say, hey, who is your, who do you trust for your insurance? And they can say, they trust you. So I would sit there and I would do a webinar or a video interview with a mortgage lender, and I would be promoting them. How, what separates you? What do you do that's better than other, than other lenders? What makes you different? How can people get a hold of you? Where do you specialize? Really, pumping them up. And I'll do a good intro, man. I know Michelle, and she's awesome. She does X number. She's a little gun shy to tell you that she's the #1 loan officer in the entire state of Texas, top 10 in the country. She's an animal. She has an amazing team, provides a great customer service. Like, pump her up. And then at the end of the interview, I'm going to say, hey, Michelle, thank you so much for having, taken some time and sharing this with you. I can't wait to, put this in front of all of my friends and family and customers. Who do you trust for insurance? And of course, she's going to say me. She's like, oh, you got to trust Sean. Sean's awesome. We love working with him. And that instantly ties me to everybody that sees that with her, every agent that sees it, every lender that sees it. She may not have ever worked with me, but she's going to give me that testimonial because I pumped her up and promoted her. When you visit open houses with realtors, do a live video. Hey, do you mind if I do a live video? This is an amazing listing. I've got 5,000 people on my page. I want to do a live video. Would you mind doing a tour? And I'll videotape you doing a tour of this. Tell us about the house. Take us into each room. They'd be like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it. And then, take them through that, pump them up again, same type of deal. And then say, hey, this is Sean Mathis from Liberty Mutual checking in live with 123 Apple Street with my good friend Joe, the realtor. Joe, I appreciate you, man. If you guys ever need anything for real estate, you gotta call Joe. And Joe, tell him who to call for insurance. Oh man, you gotta call Sean. Boom. You're gonna show love and get love. That's just the way it works. And you just continue to do this over and over and over, and you just pound yourself, pound your brand, pound your social proof, pound the testimonials. And this power of association, as they see people checking into your office, as they see clients checking into your office, as they see you at these open houses, as they see you talking and interviewing with lenders and realtors, number one, they're going to want to be part of that. Hey, I want them to come to my open house, and then they're going to say, hey, all these people are working with him. I need to talk to this guy. He's everywhere. Everybody knows him. And you start to build this, this heightened sense of persona, for lack of a better term, that resonates with people, right? And the more that you can associate yourself publicly, the more it looks like everybody's working with you. It helps people confidently tell friends and family about you, even if they don't work with you themselves. Hey, I've seen everybody working with this guy. Call this dude. It's where everybody seems to be. Search for recommendations. So go on Facebook and search for recommendations. Type in, variables of insurance agent recommendations, insurance recommendations, auto insurance recommendation, home insurance recommendation. Type that into the search bar of Facebook, and you'll see everybody that's connected to you that's asked about it, or their friends, or if they've engaged on a post, and you yourself can engage on that. Build a little syndicate of people that you trust who you can send that post to and say, hey, will you go and tag me? And they'll go and tag you. Build a little syndicate group and say, hey, get a realtor, get a lender, and say, hey, I'm going to do this little, show them, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to search, let's do it, once a week, maybe once a month, whatever. I'm going to do a quick search for any real estate recommendations. And if I see any, I'm going to tag you on every one of those that I see. Will you do me a favor and do the same for insurance? And let's have a goal. We'll tag each other in 4 posts a month. Of recommendations out there. It's very simple, but if you can do that with 4 or 5 agents, you can be tagging 4 or 5 agents. It takes you less than a minute to do, right? Rotate them on who you tag. As soon as you tag them to do that, that's going to remind them, oh yeah, I need to do that for Sean. They're going to go and look for people who are asking for insurance recommendations and tag you. Get 4 or 5 people out there that are tagging you in these insurance recommendations. So you not have to be that creepy dude that just reaches out. Hey, I know you were looking for recommendation. Obviously you want to do that too, but if you can get other people doing it for you, build your syndicate, it works magic, man. And then run paid ads of your social proof. Guys, I do it all the time. It's the most effective marketing campaign that I've ever run. I can talk myself till I'm blue in the face. I can get, high-end production videos made, spend thousands of dollars on video with effects and music and cool sceneries, and do all this cool stuff. And the best converting campaigns are simply running testimonial campaigns that agents have shared, running a testimonial video, running an ad of somebody sharing their results with me. That's why I ask for results. Number one, I want to track and see who my top players are in my programs, but those results I can share all the time. I can just continue to share, and I've literally got thousands of results that I can share every single day. I can share new results every single day. I can send them out in email. I could build an entire email drip sequence, and I could hit thousands of agents with a new testimonial every single day. And over time, people just get hit with that, and they're going to get hit with the shit. I just saw somebody doing 38 grand in premium last month. I could use that. And I'm running paid ads, running my testimonials and spending money promoting those. I mean, take a testimonial that you have from one of your customers and target people that look like them in your local area. Especially if you can get an influential person, if you can get a realtor that will give a recommendation about, I love referring all of my buyers to Sean over there mutually, gets everything knocked out, great price, great service, whatever, then you can run that campaign to other realtors in your area, and they can see this realtor is referring you, right? Don't be afraid to invest in those, man. You work hard, you bust your ass to get that social proof. Don't hide it, man. Spend money, promote the shit out of those. Everybody within a 10-mile radius should know your name. It's so cheap to advertise on Facebook. You just got to be able to go and actively reach out. Somebody dropped me, in fact, 2 days ago, somebody dropped me a little note and thanked me. They showed me some results of their campaigns. My first response, boom, dude, that's awesome, amazing. Would you mind sharing that story on a video for me and sending it to me? Dude, if somebody's going to compliment you, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shoot a video for me, man. Tell that I would love to share that with people. Thank you so much. Boom. Now I got a video testimony, right? So, don't just take it with gratitude, man. Take that and have that testimonial to use forever and ever and ever. If you can get somebody to hop on video and say some nice things about you, those things go a long way. You can run those for years to come. All right. Let me open the line up for some questions. I know we covered a lot there, but does anybody have any questions? Back out. It's, hey, you're up for renewal. Can I get you a quote? Can I try to save you some money this time? Re-engage them with, hey, here's Sue's story. Here's Dan's story. Here's John's story. And share that. And eventually one of those is going to resonate and be like, man, that sounds really similar to my story. And they're gonna reach out to you. But now they're reaching out to you not to save money, but they're reaching out to you because of a customer experience or because of a client success or something that's value driven that they've seen versus just oh yeah, let me try to save some money this time. You didn't save me some money last time. Use that stuff to start new conversations and new dialogue with your old leads.